guys, this is the Lovin Dubai show. It is Friday morning. We spoke about big news about National Day, the secret of Zamzam water, and Love is Blind stars got engaged again.
And if you missed the episode, don't forget to subscribe to the Lovin Dubai show podcast wherever you get your podcasts from, and enjoy.
Good morning, Dubai. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. And as always, we're going to run through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. First off, how could we miss the fact that the UAE's National Day name has changed?
And as well, Zamzam, a water secret has been revealed.
It's Friday. We're back talking all things Love is Blind, especially news regarding Chafik and Dounia. It's been all over your feeds. If you've missed it, we're going to talk about it.
And as well, the Ambanis are in Dubai and they are doing the most Dubai things.
Yes, they have. And later on in the show at about 8:50, we're going to talk all things Morpheus 8 with Dr. Hassan Galadari. Is this the ultimate skin transformation? We are all ears.
And in today's rapid weather report, expect highs of 30 degrees. Humidity is at 79%.
But before we get into all of that, every single feed in the region is absolutely flooded with Elie Saab's World Anniversary show, celebrating 45 years of impeccable glamour and history and fashion couture. He held a party in Riyadh.
I mean, I loved it, and I loved the performance. I loved Camila Cabello, Jennifer Lopez, Celine Dion, and my favorite was Nancy Ajram.
Celine Dion closed the show. She's behind us. She has her own health stuff going on, but my gosh, does she bring a powerful performance. But it was the whole thing. It was Halle Berry wearing an 90s Oscars dress. It was Rosie Huntington-Whiteley looking absolutely phenomenal. You mentioned Elisa was there. J-Lo performing like it was the most impressive runway fashion show. And we've had Victoria's Secret this year, by the way, that we've seen in a long time. So shout out to Elie Saab for making that mark.
I mean, if you want to compare that to Victoria's Secret, I don't think that's even doable. Because like Elie Saab, he dressed all of the performance in Elie Saab's dresses, right? And they performed so well. The performances were amazing. And I was seeing like my TikTok For You page was filled with videos of that. And as well, a lot of people did attend, and I was like, why was I not invited?
Very same, because people were, getting Arabic phrases from Camila Cabello on the red carpet. But interestingly enough, like if we look at how, fashion can change and times can change, like Victoria's Secret did come back this year to, I would say, a little bit of a humdrum response from us as a public. Then you have this, and like Elie Saab could have held this anywhere in the world.
That's true.
But he chose Saudi. He chose the region. And I think that says so much about how times are changing and how you have like major international stars like so excited to say shukran, so excited to be in Saudi and to share the photos and to share the videos. Like these types of events put Saudi on the map. And I also think it was just so much more exciting, the style and type of show, than in comparison to, for example, Victoria's Secret.
100%, I agree with you. And as well, like we know that Saudi wants to change and that Saudi has a vision for 2030 and all of that, because ever since King Salman decided to, he wants to make Saudi a hub for people, it has been changing, and we do see the changes happening. And my favorite part of all of this was when Camila Cabello, when she was singing Havana Unana, she was like, Saudi.
Yes.
That was so cute. I loved it.
I love when you're in a concert and they say a word that's relatable. And you're like, yeah, that's us. But let's bring things a little bit closer to home. We had major news announced yesterday as we head towards Union Day.
Well, I am born and raised in Dubai, so I can relate, and I love this because UAE's National Day has just got a new name. So the UAE's National Day celebration got a new name. It's a change that reflects the nation's deep roots, unity, and pride. Now, starting this year, the UAE's National Day will no longer be celebrated under its traditional name. Instead, it will be called Eid al-Ittihad, meaning Union Day in Arabic, which is a name that beautifully captures the spirit of the occasion.
So, what exactly does Eid al-Ittihad represent? Well, this change is all about embracing the nation's identity. It's a celebration of the founding of the UAE and a moment that marks the coming together of 7 emirates uniting under one flag, one purpose, and one united future.
So as we move forward, we will be celebrating Eid al-Ittihad or Union Day with even more pride and passion, and this year's celebration marks the 53rd, yeah, right? 53. They have been together for 53 years.
Gosh.
Yes, I mean, I just couldn't get the words correctly, but I want to... 53, no, it's 53 this year. And do you guys know a fun fact that in 1972, when they all got together as a union, it was not the 7 emirates. It was only 6 emirates. And then 2 months later, Ras Al Khaimah joined.
Interesting. And since then, what a union
Literally,
that has brought, and how life-changing it has been for all of this. And, you know, the population of Dubai is growing. And so many people have joined in the last 2 years. I've been lucky enough to live here for 10 years. But if you're new to the country, Union Day, National Day, Eid al-Ittihad Day, the weekend itself, we have 2 days national holiday, so it's a long weekend, and the city is alive. It's the best time to be in Dubai. The weather is stunning, and how people mark it is national pride. You'll see flags out windows, you'll see flags on homes, you'll see all the school kids like painting their faces, and all the cars get a bit of modification. Every year there's like a little bit of extra rules on modifications, you have to be careful, but flags on cars and, you know, just tributes to the rulers and tributes to the country that people love so much.
I agree with you. And what I love as well about that is because I'm born and raised in Dubai, so as I grew up, I remember when we would go to school, we would have that class in social studies, that specific subject where they would teach us about the history of how the UAE all came into union together. Of course, it's a lot of history between the UAE and the UK, Britain, because technically what happened is, you know, like those emirates, they were protected under like the UK, and then later on the UAE were like, you know, we will have our own federation, and then Ras Al Khaimah joined, and it's like
so interesting. We always talk about like what actually matters in school that you bring forward, and history of the country that you're in, so important, and finances would also be fantastic. Leave maths to the side. Let's jump into our next story of the day.
Well, Zamzam's water's secret has been revealed. Now, what do I mean? Now, Zamzam water is a name that is synonymous with history, faith, and miracles, and it has long been a subject of fascination. Now, thanks to a new scientific test that has been done by this UAE resident, we are learning even more about what makes this sacred Zamzam water so unique. Now, in a groundbreaking experiment, a water researcher recently tested the freezing time of Zamzam water, and the results have left many in awe. And of course, as well, then the test was conducted at a request from the researchers in Dubai, who were eager to explore the distinct properties of this iconic water, which is drawn from a well in Mecca, Saudi Arabia.
Yes, Zamzam is taken from a well that is located in the holy city of Mecca, and pilgrims from around the world drink its water during their visits. And when looked at Zamzam water's freezing point, something unusual was noticed. Zamzam water took much longer to freeze than ordinary water, which freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Zamzam seemed to have properties that distinguish it from regular water, possibly due to its unique mineral composition.
And as well, Zamzam water is known to have a natural blend of 4 key metals in composition, which is calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. I mean, wow, now this combination is believed to give the water its distinct taste and potential health benefits.
So it's not just the scientific community that is fascinated by Zamzam water. Millions of Muslims around the world believe it to be sacred, with many seeing it as a gift from God. For them, drinking Zamzam water is a spiritual act believed to offer blessings and health benefits.
Now, you know what? Of course, as a Muslim, I have tried Zamzam water when I was like younger.
Oh, really?
And I was like younger, my dad went to Hajj pilgrims, and I remember he got us Zamzam water, and I was like, Yummy. And it does taste differently a bit. Yeah, it does. Like it's like a minor, I don't know, maybe it's just like my thoughts. But I've mentioned that before the show, is that there are like holy water for like all religions, right? And I believe that, you know what, all religions are following one source. So if there is holy water in your religion and you drink it and you think and you believe that that actually does you well, then it for sure does you well, because like if it is from one source, which is God.
Sure, it's similar in Christianity. How we grew up, there was a holy water that many people would wish to try because of its curing and healing benefits. But interesting on the freezing point of this, like it literally is different to regular water, and I think that's what astounded people when we shared the video yesterday. 8:43. Let's take a quick break to give you a rundown of the Lovin Dubai newsletter. So if you're a fan of newsletters, getting news into your inbox, we want to highlight the fact that the Lovin Dubai newsletter has got a really slick refresh. So if you don't want social media, but you still want to get news, how do you get it? You can get it directly into your inbox every single day. You can subscribe to the Lovin Dubai newsletter.
And as well, you'll find the sign-up link simply at our link in bio. It's going to be simpler than that. Just like go there and you'll get all of our news daily.
Let's jump in to our next story. Love is Blind stars Chafik and Dounia got engaged again. So they are officially engaged once more. Chafik proposed to his partner Dounia, whom he met on the Netflix reality TV show Love is Blind Habibi.
Well, the couple decided not to marry on the show, wanting more time to get to know each other, but it looks like they have made it official and everyone is sending praise. I mean, I understand where they are coming from.
Yes, same.
I really
Especially when you're young, like you don't want to rush into things. So I think I really respected their commitment to wait.
I mean, I didn't mean to like from that, like that aspect is very important, but I do understand their point from like they got to know each other on the show with cameras and everything is being documented, and when everything is being documented you are more stressed, you know what I mean? It's like you're trying to be you're trying to be perfect, you're trying to pinpoint every detail, and it can be, by the way, like exhausting, and it can be it can get you out of character. So I think what happened is, after they were done with the show, they got to know each other on a deeper level, in a better way, and they actually fell in love.
You know what? We love.
Yeah, who doesn't?
And we had another star of the show, Khatab, join us, and he was giving us the lowdown of kind of everything that goes on behind the scenes. And when you speak to someone who knows them, and he was like, you know, they're really great together. That's all that matters. That's really all that matters. A lot of opinions coming into the post being like, why are there cameras filming your proposal? But like, I think most people, if you plan a proposal, not most people, some people, if you plan a proposal, there's a camera there. So this wasn't on Netflix, by the way. It wasn't for a show. I think, look, he had her blindfolded as she walked out. So she wouldn't have seen the photographers until he did the getting down on one knee.
You know, even my friend, you know, like, I'm just like to maybe give people an idea of like why everything is being documented, because this is a thing that you want to look back at and be like, oh, this happened and he proposed and that's how he proposed, because it can be a very genuine reaction, you know, when there are cameras that you are aware of. You're not going to be yourself. Yeah,
so true. Document everything. You don't need to share it, but you can document it. I've got 16,000 photos on my phone. I don't know what to do with them. 8:46, let's jump in to our next story. So in case you've been living under a rock, the Ambanis are in Dubai. Earlier this week, we spoke about the Ish newlywed couple, Anant Ambani and Radhika Merchant. They were spotted at Global Village in Dubai. But it looks like their Dubai dream vacay is far from over.
Well, Anant Ambani, the high-profile couple from one of India's wealthiest families, were seen strolling through Dubai Mall, and the internet is, of course, obsessed.
Obsessed. The video of Anant Ambani walking through the mall got 3.8 million views on the Lovin Dubai Instagram feed. To give you a bit of perspective on that, a high-performing video will get 1 million views. We'll get a couple of those a week. A video of a man walking through a mall doing no more than that. He was doing nothing else strolling through the mall. It got 3.8 million views. People are obsessed with this couple. They're obsessed with the relationship. And the comments, by the way, they're all pretty kind, but they're also asking if he's planning to buy them all. He's not. It is not for sale. Let's preempt that. But he was also reportedly, haven't seen the video, reportedly spotted in Mall of the Emirates. And one simple question we must ask is, what is the man who has everything buying in the mall?
I think, you know what, that they are just like in Dubai. They want to experience Dubai as normal people do experience Dubai.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, oh my God. I wonder if they went to a cafeteria, to Jumeirah, if they are having like, you know, like those like 1 dirham karak.
Yeah, who knows?
I wonder. I really do, you know, like that would be iconic.
Maybe he just, or maybe he wanted to see the aquarium in Dubai Mall. Maybe he wanted to go to Laudre and get those really nice little French macarons. I don't know. You know, when you go to Dubai Mall, there's like specific things that you would go to.
That's true. And maybe as well, you know,
maybe
like,
he was in Sephora buying lip gloss for Radhika, obviously.
Yeah, he probably like he just wanted to, because like when you are such high profile, right? He probably is used to having everything come to him without even going and getting whatever he needs, right? So he probably was like, oh yeah, you know what? I want to live the normal life. I want to experience normal life, and nowhere better to do that other than Dubai, because of course Dubai is safe and lovely and amazing.
Yes, it is. Okay, so more on that story as we get it. 8:49 on Friday morning. If you love skincare, this is the interview for you. We're going to talk about Morpheus 8. They're saying it is a transformative skincare. It's non-toxic. And we have an expert, Dr. Hassan Galadari, here to tell us all about it. We're super excited about this one. Stay tuned. Hey guys, skincare lovers, assemble. We're thrilled to dive into all things skincare with our next guest, Dr. Hassan Galadari, an expert in Morpheus 8, the world's #1 toxic-free skin treatment. This is reported as a game-changing approach to radiant skincare, so we're so excited to dive into it. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me. Lovely being here.
Excited to talk about radiant skincare.
A lot of questions, but my first question is, what is Morpheus 8, and as well, who benefits from it the most?
Well, first of all, Aria, so let's talk about the technology itself. Now, it's pretty much what we call a microneedle radiofrequency machine. So radiofrequency it's another word for focused heat. Okay, so we're delivering pretty much heat into the area of the skin that will allow pretty much the skin to kind of wake up and then form new collagen. So that's exactly what we're doing, and it's microneedling because there's the way that we're delivering the heat. In the past, we used to deliver the heat just haphazardly on top of the skin, and a lot of people knew that technology in the past. But now what we're doing is that this is microneedling. So there's actual small little needles that penetrate the skin first, and then we have the radiofrequency, which is the heat that's emanated, and then it just you get really focused areas of treatment. So you get the best results because of that.
Speaking of the best results, what does that look like for someone? Who is this for?
Well, it's for everybody. So it's for me because I've tried it multiple times right now. Thank you. Thank you. How old do you think I am? Forget the white hair. Forget the white hair. That gives it away. You want to give a?
Well, 40.
Well, add 6 more years, so I'm 46.
Oh. I was gonna go 41.
Oh, you're gonna go 41?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like at the end of my 40s, but you get proper skincare because you follow a skincare routine, and then you have to follow through with certain procedures to allow you to kind of feel more tight, more youthful. Have a rejuvenated look with a shine to it. Then this is where you get your technologies that come into play, and one of them is of course the Morpheus 8.
Interesting.
That's actually very interesting because I all the time think about it. But if you can explain the difference between Morpheus 8 burst and Morpheus 8 burst deep.
All right. So from the name, when I say deep, what are we talking about?
I would assume that maybe the needles
go a little
deeper. I don't know.
Very close. Very close. So the energy that we're emanating is pretty much goes a little bit more on the deeper side. So we're really kind of being more focused on the deeper aspect. So it works really, really very well for certain parts of the body. Okay, so for example, if we're using it, anywhere on the abdomen for skin laxity and so forth, it really helps. For certain patients who have a little bit, for example, of, a little bit of cellulite, a little bit of stretch marks, mainly on the body. That can also help to, in that sense. So in the past, people have been mainly focusing on the face,
Right.
but now we can also have treatments on the body to have really great results that are still considered to be non-surgical. So, which is a plus, because not a lot of people want to go under the knife.
Interesting. So non-surgical. What does it look like? And also interesting that it's not just for the face. What does it look like in terms of length of time for treatment? Is it a one-stop shop, or it's a return scenario?
I wish we had like a miracle thing that was just like a one-time stop thing. But no. Usually, most of the time, it has to be. If you're taking care of yourself. So what I ask people, you're brushing your teeth, you're doing it on a regular basis, on a daily basis. You go to see the dentist also on a regular basis, like every 6 months for teeth cleaning. It's the exact same thing. You really have to rejuvenate the body from time to time. So what we typically tell our patients is that think of it as an annual treatment, but every time that you're coming in on an annual basis, you need to have at least 3 treatments a month apart. So that's for you to get the best results. At certain points, you may want to kind of add in another extra treatment in the middle, just so that once you kind of get the ball rolling. But once you get those the results, then you want to maintain them. And for you to maintain them, it's just usually just like a 1 year kind of thing.
Interesting. I'm looking at you, but all I'm looking at is your skin, because it looks great. I want that.
Well, like when you talk about Morpheus 8, a lot of people would be very scared regarding like there are some technology in it. So what kind of technology powers Morpheus?
It's the actual radio frequency aspect. So this is basically the technology, and it's I gotta say, it has received a lot of negative flack. And then in social media and so forth, and the fact that like, oh, listen, I've tried this and it caused my normal regular fat to melt, and I don't know this, but it really does not hold any basis to truth there. If it is used correctly under certain protocols that are set basically but through science, and there's like the reason why we're doing this is basically because we're following certain protocols, that you get really good results. Now if you are going to become adventurous and jack up, for example, the energy, thinking that you're going to get better results, it's the same thing. For example, if you think that you have a headache, rather than taking like just 2 Panadols that you're supposed to take and you end up taking like 10, okay, it's the same thing. So you end up with bad results, and that's the reason why it's just had this negative connotations. But if you follow the right technique and you follow through with the right doctor, you really get the best results. So that's how it is. So I want to kind of remove this whole negative connotation from the table, pretty much.
It's being labeled as the world's #1 toxic-free skin treatment.
Toxin-free.
Toxin-free skin treatment. But can you give us a little bit more background about that? For example, like what treatments do use toxins, and why should we be aware of them?
Oh, it was a botulinum toxin, Botox. All right,
okay.
so Botox, the name Botox is botulinum toxin. So a lot of people say, hey, listen, we're averse to having any toxins injected. And the way that they work is that they work by relaxing certain muscles on the face, and that if your muscles are relaxed, then your wrinkles go away. So for patients who are averse to having any form of needle or any type of that's considered to be minimally invasive, or anything that's injected that they don't consider to be natural for their own body, then you have these energy devices that will allow you to get similar results. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to get the exact same results that you're going to get with, for example, toxin injections, but you're going to get very close results. And at the same time, not only that, you get the added benefit of having your skin to be glowing, your pores slightly smaller, and at the same time, if you've got, for example, certain conditions such as acne scars and so forth, they also tend to get a little bit better too.
Interesting. So you wouldn't recommend this along with another procedure?
Oh,
you would recommend this standalone?
Personally, I recommend combining treatments all the time.
Okay.
So, but you can use it on its own. But at the same time, for me, for example, I love combining treatments. That's the way to get the best results. For me, 1 + 1 is always equals to 3 when it comes to these combinations, because they have a synergistic effect. So you want to put them together to get those results. So because, like I said, they work differently. One is going to enhance your collagen. It's going to enhance your the way that the skin is going to shine under certain light. Others will kind of affect the fine lines and the dynamic. Sometimes, for example, if you have depression that you need to fill, so that you really have to kind of add that filler if you wanted to do that. So it's a combination of different treatments for you to get those best results.
Like, let's say a patient goes and does have the treatment Morpheus 8. What's the typical downtime after?
Well, you got to ask me because I've done it.
Well, yeah, okay, well, you tell us.
I got to say, I mean, first of all, I had to shave because I'm a guy. So for guys who are out there, if they want to have this treatment, they have to shave because you don't want anything to interfere with the actual needles that are going to go in to provide and give you that that heat. So for you ladies, you have no problems. So the downtime is there's pretty much no downtime. You come in, you set up the appointment. What we do is that we put a little bit of numbing agent on your skin, which is going to take about maybe anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. You're going to not feel anything. You'll, as a matter of fact, you'll start feeling that your lips are numb, and it's a good feeling. Okay, and then the procedure itself takes about anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the areas that we're going to be, treating, whether you're going to do the face or the neck or maybe certain parts of the body. And after that, your face is going to be red on the day off, okay? And then you just have to follow a proper skincare routine. A good SPF in the morning, a good moisturizer in the evening, and that's it. For the next 2 or 3 days, some individuals may be a little bit red, but I, for one, for example, the next day, I was just completely okay. I just went to work. The only thing that was different about me was that I had no beard.
Okay, so take a half day, get it done, back to work the next day, no problem.
No problem.
Are there any other side effects that people would need to be aware of?
I mean, there is, if you want to consider it to be a side effect, because I've tried it without the numbing agent. Okay. Because I said like, hey, I'm a guy, I'm going to do this without any numbing agent. And I got to tell you, it's not the most comfortable experience. So I told her like, no, the second one, I'm going to have some numbing medication on top of me. So it's the feeling of, I wouldn't say pain, but like, that discomfort that people develop. The next days for certain individuals, the redness can be there for a little bit. We would highly recommend them not to go to the beach, say for example, for like at least about a week. Okay, so that they don't get excess sun or basically just sun, over sun exposure without having the necessity for them to do so. And that's about it. I mean, there are, if like I said, if it is used correctly, then you don't have major adverse events if it's used correctly.
Well, this is my favorite because like whenever I choose any restaurant or any place, I look at the reviews, and if I see like positive reviews, I go like, well, yay, so that's my place to
Are
go.
you like reading reviews right now?
No, I'm not. But I want you to actually share with me some positive experiences from clients.
Yes. So this one over here that you're seeing here, I mean, she's a wonderful patient that I've known for a long period of time. She's a physical trainer. And you're able to see the differences on the skin texture. She's got a little bit of acne scars. She's also got a little bit of pigmentation, and you can see that there's a drastic change with just 3 treatments, and she just loves the results too. She's come in for two separate treatments. So she's done once, and then a year after that, she's come in and done it again, and she swears by it. She keeps on sending me actual reviews from other people saying like, listen, I've got better results than them. So she's like kind of comparing herself to other people.
We love to see this, we truly do, because we're going to jump into a quick game, but finally, skincare is confusing and there's so many trends.
Absolutely.
You go to a specific clinic and there's like 10 things to choose from and you just don't know what's right for you. So in your expert opinion, what sets Morpheus 8 apart from the rest?
What sets it up apart from the rest? I mean, what I like about it is that you have, first of all, sustained results that are there. And then at the same time, patients who come in and have the treatment done, they are definitely going to see results too. So you have those things. So they're sustained and at the same time it's visible. So for me, that's the most important thing. And it allows my patients to be happy and more confident in their skin. And once they are, they become more productive. And then, they call their friends and then they show up with a horde.
You've sold me, I'll be honest. Okay, because we have a skincare expert on the show, we have to bust into some skincare myths and play a little fact or fiction with you. Can we do it?
Let's see. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go for it.
Well, the first one, I think you debunked it. One case he was mentioning toothpaste, so you should not do that anymore.
Oh, it was before the show.
Let people know.
Okay, it's fine. Using toothpaste can reduce pimples overnight. Specifically, like red, big, infected ones.
No, that's a complete myth.
I've done it.
And what happened there?
I mean, they're still there the next day, but they'd also be there the next day if I didn't do it. And my thought is that toothpaste has a drying agent in it that will dry out whatever's going on in my face. So honestly, if I had a breakout, I would still do that.
Okay. But personally, I would highly recommend something that contains a little bit of benzoyl peroxide or a little bit of salicylic acid. That will dry you out and also cause a little bit decrease in inflammation. So that's much better than putting toothpaste.
What would that look like in my skincare cabinet? Like the salicylic acid and
the salicylic acid?
Yes.
I mean, there are certain creams or that contain a little bit of salicylic acid that they just put them on the spot and it'll dry you out.
Okay, no more toothpaste. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
No more toothpaste.
You should.
I'm sorry, all dentists out there.
The market's just going to dip. Fact or fiction? You should avoid moisturizer if you have oily skin.
That's also fiction. Okay, so moisturizer is something that's of great importance, and the body produces oils, but at the same time, sometimes some of these oils really just don't moisturize. They're just oil secretions, and there are special moisturizers for oily skin, and they're usually a little bit of alcohol based. So you definitely have to moisturize there too. Not as often as a person with dry skin, but you do have to moisturize, especially in the evening.
Interesting.
Well, this is going to be my favorite one because I hear that a lot of the time. So drinking a lot of water can keep your skin hydrated.
I don't know where and who brought this whole concept. I mean, water is great for your general health. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's great because it makes you feel good. It regulates your cardiovascular system, your GI, everything. But it really does not hydrate the skin.
What?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
If you want your skin to be moisturized, the room should be like a steam room for it to be moisturized for you to get the water. Okay, so it doesn't. I mean, I am sorry if you have dry skin, no matter how much water you're going to drink, it's not going to become any less dry.
I have dryness on my hands, and therefore I've got a 2-liter container on my desk that I drink religiously to get rid
That's
of
great.
it.
That's why you're healthy. That's drinking water is a good thing. You're working out your kidneys.
Honestly, that's new information. Face oils can clog your pores and cause acne.
Well, it depends on the face oils, but most of the time, I mean, if used correctly, I mean, they shouldn't. But if your skin is, for example, acne prone, then yes. But most of the time, no. That's also I would consider to be fiction. So you definitely put a little bit of face oils, and you're gonna have any problems.
Interesting.
Well, this is my favorite as well because I think about that sometimes. Sleeping on your back prevents wrinkles.
Well, yes, I have not met one of the pharaohs or the mummies having any wrinkles because they always sleep on their backs. But in all honesty, that is also considered to be a fiction. So, I mean, nobody sleeps on their back. I mean, unless you're like Dracula or like a vampire or something. But, you're always going to twist and turn. Now, a lot of people are going to advocate for the utilization of, a silk pillow. Those silk pillows that will kind of leave a little bit less impression on the skin when you wake up, so you have a little bit less wrinkles. But no, I mean, whatever makes you comfortable, sleep as much as you want, okay?
Don't sleep 2 hours just for perfect skin. And finally, makeup with SPF is enough to protect your skin from sun.
No, that's complete fiction. It's never enough. I mean, the makeup usually contains a little bit, about as much as probably SPF 15, and you have to keep at least SPF 30 on your skin. So my recommendation is that you need to put on your SPF first, and then it'll be a great benefit if you put in makeup with SPF. So you got the SPF 30, and then you put in that 15 that kind of jacks it up to about 45, 50, which is really, really very well. So don't put just the makeup thinking that the makeup is going to do it for you. No, you need to put that SPF there.
You have absolutely debunked about 3 skincare myths that I thought were
No, I felt you took the toothpaste personally.
And the water. I really
and the water
the
too.
Water, yeah.
There goes that 2-liter water that you keep on drinking.
Absolutely. Look, if you have questions about skincare or Morpheus 8 as a transformative skincare technology, Dr. Hassan Galadari is your man. How can they find you? How can they get in touch if they have more questions?
So they can get in touch with the clinic. So you can do that, or they can follow me on Instagram and send me a message there too.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time on this Friday morning. Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Casey.
And that brings us to the end of the Lovin Dubai show. Have a fabulous day, and we'll see you back here on Monday morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.